When you buy a smartphone, like, you don't just look at the exterior design, right? You
No.
want to know if the battery inside is actually going to survive 3 years of daily abuse without dying by noon.
Right, yeah.
But with electric cars, buyers usually just ignore the chemistry under the floorboards. And it's really the only thing that dictates if a new EV will actually fit your lifestyle. So, welcome to this custom deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're taking a stack of automotive analyses comparing 4 highly anticipated city EVs. We've got the Renault 5, the Nissan Micra, Kia EV2, and the VW ID Polo.
And this is such a fascinating comparison because, we've completely moved past that old horsepower era.
Oh, for sure.
Knowing exactly how your car stores and physically applies its energy is really the ultimate buyer's advantage today.
Right, so to figure out how long these, I guess we can call them smartphones on wheels, how long they'll last, we have to look at the battery chemistry. And the sources reveal a huge split here.
Yeah, a massive divide.
You have the VW ID Polo with its 37 kilowatt hour battery, and the base Kia EV2 at 42 kilowatt hours. And both of those are utilizing LFP batteries.
Which is just fantastic for longevity. I mean,
Yeah.
LFP is this really rigid, crystalline iron phosphate structure that simply doesn't physically degrade or swell when crammed full of electrons.
So it's tough.
Super tough. It gives you over 3,000 charge cycles, meaning you can safely plug it in and push it to 100% every single day.
Okay, let's unpack this. Wait, so the cheaper base models with LFP batteries might actually outlast the expensive NMC ones if I just plug it in to 100% every single night.
What's fascinating here is, yes, counterintuitive, I know, but LFP is practically internal for city abuse. The downside is that it's notoriously heavy and pretty cold sensitive.
Right, so lugging around a denser battery impacts efficiency.
Exactly, but for a pure commuter car, the trade-off is often totally worth it. Now, on the other hand, the Renault 5, the Nissan Micra, and the top-tier 61 kilowatt-hour Kia EV2, those all use NMC chemistry.
Which is nickel manganese cobalt.
Right. The denser nickel and cobalt in NMC batteries save crucial weight for city agility, and they perform way better in the cold. But you have to baby them.
Meaning keep them between 20 and 80% charge usually.
Yeah, if you push those denser metals past an 80% charge regularly, they literally swell up and physically stress the battery cells.
So if NMC batteries are obsessing over saving weight to maximize range, you'd think these cars would use the exact same motor tech to squeeze out every mile.
You would think so, yeah.
But how they actually spin the wheels reveals another massive mechanical divide.
Oh, absolutely. So VW and Kia use PSM permanent magnet synchronous motors. They are, mechanically very simple and give you that instant punchy torque you want at a red light.
Right.
But because they rely heavily on permanent rare earth metals, they suffer from magnetic drag at higher speeds.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Imagine riding a bicycle with one of those old dynamo lights rubbing against the tire.
Oh, that's a great way to picture it.
Right. Even when you're just coasting downhill on the highway, that permanent magnet is physically grabbing at the rotor. It creates constant mechanical resistance.
Exactly.
But the Renault 5 and Nissan Micra use EES electrically excited synchronous motors. They strip out the rare earth magnets entirely and use copper electromagnets instead.
And with those copper windings, it's basically like a dimmer switch. The car dynamically turns down the magnetic field when you hit the highway, which virtually eliminates that high-speed drag.
Like flipping the dynamo off the tire.
Exactly. Plus, zooming out a bit, bypassing the mining of rare earth metals gives the EESM a distinct ethical and supply chain advantage. It's just far less reliant on volatile global materials.
So what does this all mean for you? Looking at the whole picture, buying an EV means matching your unique daily habits to the car's chemistry.
Yep, completely.
If you need massive cargo space, like the Polo's 435 liters, and a battery you can blindly charge to 100% every night, the LFP setups make complete, rational sense.
But, if you need sheer range, the EV2's big 61 kilowatt-hour battery and rapid 118 kilowatt charging is definitely the ticket.
Right. And if highway efficiency and city agility are your priorities, the Renault and Micra's ethical copper-wound motors and Google software are incredibly compelling. Just like a smartphone, don't buy a car without understanding the physics under the hood. Thank you so much for listening and learning with us on this deep dive today.
And I'll leave you with one final question to ponder. As global environmental regulations tighten, will the geopolitical advantage of these copper wand motors eventually force the entire auto industry to abandon permanent magnets entirely?